and welcome to the program Women in Politics and Governance, a program focused on women politicians and women in government. My name is Jamila Shuaibu. Today, my guest on the program is none other than the Senior Special Assistant to the President on School Feeding, in person of Dr. Yetunde Adeniji. Welcome to the program, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us despite your very busy schedule. Can we know who Dr. Yetunde is?
Well, Dr. Yetunde is a simple person. I can start by saying that she's an activist, she's a politician, and she's basically a people's person. So I'm a simple person. That's all I can, or how I can put who Yetunde is actually.
Politics.
Yeah.
How did it all start for you?
It's quite funny. My story is one of those stories that I don't know, maybe inspires. Let me put it that way. I started politicking in 2012, and when I first started in 2012, it was more or less advocacy or reading something online and putting up a voice to it. But I started being actively involved in politics in 2013/2014. And that was when the then President Muhammad Buhari's administration started. I remember I started working at the National Secretariat then for our then youth leader, the Dasuki Chalo. This was in 2014. And we started advocating for youth in politics from the National Secretariat. And this was under the national youth leader of the party as of that time. And I can say I grew up the ranks because I entered as a cadet. As a comrade, so to say. And we started pulling from 2014 till date. It's been 11, 12 years after. And I've learned a lot. I've been opportune to be part of committees, at the national level. I have headed a lot of primary elections, when it comes to congresses and all of that, revalidation. We were always part of it one way or the other. These are experiences that I cannot trade for anything. And I'm glad I had those experiences because they have shaped me into the person I am today. So that's how I started off in politics.
Interesting.
Yeah.
In this part of the world, especially, when I say in this part of the world, I mean in Africa, especially in Nigeria, we know the challenges that comes with being a female politician.
Very true.
How have you been able to overcome these challenges, and how have you, overcome them and gotten you where you are today?
Well, as a woman politician, you have to have something. I call it stubbornness sometimes, but you have to be very rigid. You have to be dogged. You have to know what you want. For me, when I first started, I believed in, changing the narrative of what this country stands for. I believed that Nigeria can be the greatest of all places to ever be in. First things first, I'm one person that I really don't like traveling, not to talk of going to relocate to another country. And I could not see myself, leaving the shores of my motherland and saying I'm, packing up and going somewhere else. And for me to be comfortable within my environment, I needed to see changes that I felt, were top priority. And that was the reason why I felt, in order to have a voice, you have to be on the table to have that voice. You have to be where, the voice matters. And that was why I started off being a politician, so to say. As a woman, I promise you it's not easy. Because people will first look at you and tell you, because you are a woman, that is one of the reasons that you shouldn't even be involved in the first place. People make it look like, politics is a man's world. Yes, yes, men take center stage in everything. They are the head of the homes. They are the defenders, captains of industries, and all of that.
It's a man's world,
But
they say.
yes, it is. But then again, I have always known, I always believe, and I have, proven record that women are better managers.
Absolutely.
Women lead better. Women understand because of the compassion that they come with. They they are able to make, relative changes. and and if a woman is actually leading an organization, if she's true to what it is that she's actually doing and she believes in what she's doing, she would make great changes. We have examples of that in this country, of women who, they took the baton, uh they led their and their individual teams and all of that, their respective organizations. And those places are better off today if we look at it. um, uh, for us as women, we have a whole lot to deal with. We have the political side and we have the home side. So it's trying to balance out. It's ensuring that it balances out and not allowing one to give in to one, or one side to be more than the other. And for multitasking, women are absolutely wonderful. So all women should be politicians.
I totally agree. The homes grown school program, the feeding program.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little more about it? I see the activities. I'm one person who I'm passionate about women, and I try to follow when I see a woman that's so passionate about what she does, which you happen to be one of. I follow your activities and I see how passionate you are about what you do, and I must commend you for that.
Thank you very much.
Tell us a little more about it.
So the National Homegrown School Feeding Program, that's for the National Homegrown School Feeding Program, was brought into limelight proper from the previous administration. They reintroduced it. It was a program that was happening in 2005, thereabouts, in some specific states and all of that, but it was reintroduced proper on the national level in 2016. And since its inception, like every other thing, there are problems. It has its challenges, and then it had its good sides and all of that. And this present administration, under our able President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he reintroduced the program, inception. The program, as we speak right now, is under suspension. And the reason why it is under suspension is that, there are a lot of bottlenecks. There were a lot of things that needed to be set right. This particular administration is ensuring that this program itself, is free from challenges that rocked it in the past. And we're ensuring that these bottlenecks that we have always had issues of, we do not see them anymore. And that's the reason why we're ensuring that it's set right this time. In places where you hear that in some states they fed, in some states they didn't feed, and all of that, these are the issues that plagued the National Homegrown School Feeding Program at the time. And this time around, we are ensuring that no stones are left unturned. And one of the things that my office has been trying to do is to get everybody on board. The program itself is a community program. This is not just one of those government initiatives that they will say is government that is doing it, and other people shouldn't get involved. No, it's designed specifically for the locals at the grassroots level. And because of that, cover, that is the reason why it's a very sensitive program. So as it is, government has sat down to say, okay, what can we do to better this program? And we found out that in order for you to better something, you have to have ownership of it. You have to believe that this particular thing is your own. And that is why we set out to start talking to traditional rulers. We started talking to stakeholders within the state. We went into the local government. We're still going into the local government, talking to people. Another thing, again, is because of the times that we're in Nigeria, not only in Nigeria, globally, there's a global pandemic of inflation. Things are not as it used to be before, across board in every country. for this, we now need help. Before, the federal government did this by itself. But at this particular point in time, we need all the support. And that's why we started bringing in development partners. We started bringing in NGOs, INGOs. We started, having that community ownership so that, when the program kickstarts again, everybody will be involved from, our development partners, our NGOs, our religious rulers, civil societies. Everybody has to be involved for transparency and accountability so that, we see what it is we're feeding our children, because these children are our future. You can't, this is non-negotiable. Whatever it is that they need to grow healthy, to have that nutritional balance, is what we're after and is what we're trying to achieve. So for now, for the school feeding program, yes, it is under suspension. One of the things my office is trying to also encourage is state-driven implementation, meaning that we're trying to encourage some states to start pilot runs. We're going as far as seeing how, states can start to even, put out revenue aside for the program, even if it is a particular percentage, just to channel for this feeding program. And then we're trying to allow states also see the need to focus on the poorest of the poor communities. Because you see, these poorest of the poor communities are the ones that need this feeding the most. School feeding, as it is, I've always said, and I will always keep saying it, is not just about feeding children. It's a community engagement or a community program, so to say. You have the children that need the nutritional value. You have, where it's very important, the women, because they are our mothers and they are our cooks for the kids. They come out and ensure that these children are fed properly. So you have the women folk. You have the local farmers also who grow crops to feed the children, So it's a value chain that the program comes with. We empower the women by paying them stipends for cooking. And at the end of the day, with whatever it is they get, they use these funds also to try and see how they can start businesses for themselves. We empower the farmers by ensuring that they continue to grow their agricultural crops to increase so that they continue to, provide for the program and also, sell to the populace, thereby stimulating the local economy, So it's one of those programs that helps boost local economies.
You have practically covered everything. For safety, how do you regulate the safety of these meals that are being cooked for these kids?
Yeah, and that is, the program itself is interministerial. And that is, when we say interministerial, everybody has to be involved. When we're talking about safety checks for the meals that are being done, that is where we have safety inspectors. We have the program also has an outreach for working with the Ministry of Health on this aspect, because not only for the safety of the types of meals that are cooking, the food inspectors that will go to these kitchens, because what happens is that they have community kitchens in their locality, and from community kitchens they send to the schools. So for some of the safety inspectors, when they get there, they are in charge of tasting the food, ensuring that the food was cooked under serene environments and all of that. And once they certify that this food is good for consumption and the children can eat it, it goes to the kids. So in every local government, in fact, even the parents also serve as safety inspectors also to see the kind of food that they are also giving their children, to ensure that it doesn't purge them or tend to have food poisoning or whatever. So we have that, and the Ministry of Health too is saddled with ensuring that when it comes to the safety of the kids, health wise, they are top notch, because before we even start a feeding circle, it's important for the children to be dewormed. They also have regular checks also, just to ascertain that this child is okay before starting the program.
It's commendable.
Yeah.
In a world where technology and the arts intersect, where innovation meets creativity, there exists a place where dreams are born, nurtured, and realized. Welcome to IT Hack, Information Technologies Hub and Cinejor. Our vision is to cultivate a dynamic and nurturing collective of individuals who embrace the convergence of technology and the arts. Our mission is to facilitate accessibility to cutting-edge technology, nurture the spirit of entrepreneurialism, and extend comprehensive training and educational prospects. Join us on this journey of discovery and transformation. Unleash your potential with IT Hack, where technology and creativity converge.
Okay, let me take you back to women in politics. What policies or programs do you think should be put in place to encourage more women participation in politics? Because a lot of women are discouraged. A lot of women want to go into politics and contribute their own quota to nation building.
Yes, it's as human beings, we always get to be discouraged about one thing or the other. But the truth of the matter is that nobody understands what it is that you are going through except you as a person. The only person that would understand the plight of a woman is another woman. The only person that will understand that these are the things that women need within the society are other women. And that is the reason why it is important for more of us to be in parliament, for more of us to be in governance, for more of us to be in positions of strength, As it is, I remember they used to make fun of a situation one time that there was a particular country where they had a women's general assembly meeting and everybody that was in attendance were male or men,
There's a state I heard that the minister of women affairs
was a male person. You understand? So in fact, if we keep taking the back seat, things like this will keep happening. That is the honest truth. And there's another thing again about us women. We need to be our sisters' keepers. I don't know how else I can overemphasize this. We are not our enemies and we're not against each other. We need to come together to help because we understand what it is that we are what we're going through. Women need to come out in mass and support one another. So if a woman is running for elective office, half of the women that come out to vote for people in positions today are women. If you check the polls, if you check, when it's time for voting, 70%. It's on record. 70% of the people that come out to vote during election period are women. So how is it that this 70% of the women that come out actually they vote, but most of the people that come into power are only the men?
Yeah.
So it's important for us to understand that, as women, we should try and support each other. Credible women. Not just, we need to check the track record also of the women that we're bringing into power.
Which brings me to the point that, do you think that most of the reasons are because some of the women that have been given opportunity to lead have in one way or the other misused or malhandled those positions?
So this is it, right? There are men also who have been given positions and one way or the other they've mismanaged, but we don't make noise about it. There are women who have been given positions in this country and they have done amazing jobs. Nobody says anything. But when there is one mistake somewhere, we always amplify it and we now say women are bad. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. As much as women are in politics and, some people have issues, well, most don't. Let's celebrate the people too that don't. The women that are on ground, that are working hard and they are creating changes and impacts. And we have them so many in this. Let's focus on them. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate them. If anybody was until proven guilty by the authorities, by proven guilty by authorities, I don't think we should start to shame anyone based on hearsay or rumors. Let's wait. Let's see, if you are found guilty, of course, definitely you have to pay the price for the crime, you know. But irrespective of all of that, let's also celebrate our women who are doing amazingly well. We have them a lot.
Oh, a whole lot, which is one of the reasons why
Mhm.
women in politics and governance is focused on, bringing out women that are doing absolutely well,
Very true.
because there's too much concentration on those
That
that
are not
the
doing well.
few, there are even very few that haven't really done that well.
Mm.
Dr. Yetunde, thank you so, so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
We really appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
And would encourage you to keep up the good work.
Thank you so much.
And may God continue to direct your affairs.
Amen. Amen.
Thank you
Amen.
so much.
Thank you. God bless you.
There you have it, viewers. We've been speaking to the lovely Dr. Yetunde Adeniji, SSA2, the president on School Feeding. I absolutely enjoyed the whole conversation, and I know you guys did too. Join me again same time when I bring you another very interesting guest. See you.